So, I guess what we need to do is advertise the bids then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And specifications, that's key. They're like insurance, size of trucks,
Mr.
daily
Jones,
runs.
you're from Harlan, right?
Yes, sir.
And Carl, what's your primary, is it?
Do what?
What city are you all located? Aaron, you're.
Cold
We got a local office in Cold Iron.
Okay.
Our next level of operations is in Lilly, Kentucky, and then our regional area is Knoxville.
Yeah. Where do you dump at? Do you dump at Harlan,
I
Allen?
actually use their
Huh?
transfer station.
Transfer station. Where?
Right there.
Same one, Silky Ridge.
Silky Ridge.
Yeah, okay.
Same one that you all are dumping on.
Do you haul yours to Lily? Or you don't, you dump there?
We go to the transfer station. And
You own the transfer
Yeah,
station?
they own the transfer station. I remember him telling us that.
Well, is there any more contractors in this area that be interested in bidding? Do you know of any more?
I know some more that would.
Did you call the other day?
No, sir, I did not.
Can I ask you one question? Where do you haul garbage right now?
Lowell, Kentucky.
Okay.
You do their residential, commercial, all?
Residential and commercial.
What size trucks do you currently?
20.
Somebody call that speak.
I sure wasn't aware of it. I mean,
So we're gonna put it for bids, since there's other, give other people.
We've advertised it publicly for bids and
make sure we get all the specifications, costs, insurance, all those things we need to really look at, because I said we don't want to come back on it. I don't care who we choose. You gotta have the right qualifications and insurance.
And then you need to look at pros and cons of keeping and letting your system go.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other guest speakers that were here for any reason other than? If not, we'll go to the agenda. And approval of minutes for August the 14th. We won't ask you to vote for those. We'll just, Robert and I'll just sign them and put them in the minutes book. I think that's a meeting where we didn't have a quorum. All right. You all have a copy of that in your file there. And the next item is the minutes for August the 21st, special call meeting. Any comments?
I make a motion to accept the minutes for August the
Second that.
21st.
Okay, a motion's made to accept and seconded. Carolyn Ellie made a motion. I do have a roll call vote.
Barrett,
I wasn't here.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Bush.
I was here in the audience, but wasn't on the council,
So
so
I guess you
I'll abstain
abstain.
on that.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Raleigh.
Yeah.
Next item is the minutes for August the 28th. Special session on August the 28th. Any comments? That's property tax rate ordinance that we had to get out real quick.
I
I
make,
make a motion we accept.
I'll second.
Roll call vote.
Barrett,
yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
and Raleigh.
Yes.
Motion made. The ordinance minutes approved. Next item is the financial statements. For the month of August.
On the general fund, it says we took in $12.50 for ATV stickers. Those are supposed to cost $10.
The 1250 according to the ordinance.
The ordinance we voted on was $10.
No, we look through it again.
It's 1250.
No way. We didn't pass it that way.
Yep.
What do you have?
Because it had, I think it had the signatures on it.
It's been changed. We voted for
Look
10.
at mine. It's funny, I thought we voted 10 on me.
It's 1250 is what it was, that's the.
Because we started out charging them.
Remember the date on it?
That's
Last
it.
year?
That was back when
You're
it
right.
was,
It was
Oh, that's when
$10.
you redid the, was it part of the
Yeah, I think we-
privilege license?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it's,
It was separate. We did an ordinance on it.
because
Yeah.
somebody came in and asked for a copy of it.
I know when we passed it, and I don't know what's on that ordinance. I know we passed $10.
Yeah, okay. Take
It's
time.
ordinance 424.
You got a copy of the ordinance? It's ordinance number 424, Ron.
It was approved on April the 19th. Charles made the motion and David seconded it.
How much was it?
I don't have the amount here, but I
don't
think
see
it's,
an amount in there.
I think it was, I think
$10.
it is 1250, and I can listen to the tape.
well, I've got a copy
To
of
find
it
it.
at home, but I didn't bring my phone. You bought one?
Yeah, I bought
And
one.
you paid $10 for
Paid
it?
Yeah, we did at first, we
Yeah.
did.
My
Well, we
brother-in-law
didn't
got it.
change it.
It was $10.
$10, what it is, we didn't
Right
change
here.
it $12.50.
It's on this part that group done,
What group?
like John Gibbs.
It says 1250 on number 24,
Yeah.
but that's not what we sit out here and say.
No, we
That's-
told him that we would do it for 10.
Yeah, I
Because
don't know
that's what
what,
it's in here for, though.
what group, I don't know what
A
group
group
you're talking
Mount,
man.
about.
Don Gibbs, the Mountain ATV, those,
Don,
It's part
Don
of the
Gibbs can't set an ordinance.
No, but-
As a matter of fact, that's where we came in and said that we
First
wanted
reading
it
and
at
second
10.
reading.
They might have had it at 12. We said it at 10.
Yeah, we sure did.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
think it stipulates it in the ordinance, though.
The ordinance
April the
itself
19th,
doesn't say
Parker.
The ordinance itself doesn't.
But see,
have
Charles
this is-
bought one for $10.
And this
Yeah, we
is-
my
sold a
brother-in-law.
bunch of them
Yeah.
for 10.
Because, but.
Well,
this
but
is-
I've
the
got a
ordinance
copy of
says
the
12,
receipt.
the ordinance says 1250.
Yeah,
Okay.
The ordinance itself doesn't say 1250.
No, with the attachment to
this
that ordinance.
attachment that goes with it does, though.
Well, the attachment.
We didn't see
committee
that, I don't have that attachment.
That's what the committee done. I
What
think it was
committee?
The committee?
What committee?
Mikey, when he was chief, Don Gibbs, and somebody.
I was
else.
on that committee.
They
We didn't
cannot
do
set
that.
that.
Cause that right there.
I was
with
one
it.
of those on that committee. Don Gibbs, the chief of police, and Charles, you were on the while you resigned. Is that the
Yes.
committee you're talking about? Yes.
Yeah.
We did not set a fee, I'm sorry.
Don and them can't set that, that has to be set by the council and the council only, and it
Don't
was
have that in
$10. $10.
The ordinance doesn't refer to the attachment, so would that have to be enforced?
I've
The
never seen that
ordinance itself
attached.
doesn't say a fee though.
But it refers to the attachment, see?
The ordinance refers to the attachment?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
I thought you said it didn't, though.
I don't see where it does.
Oh, I thought you said it did.
No, I don't see where this ordinance
Shouldn't be an
refers
attachment.
Cause
to
it,
it.
should have
it
been.
doesn't give a fee nowhere in the ordinance.
I've got it down somewhere, I will have to find my stuff, it's $10.
We
So what-
were charging $10 for a while, and then we saw this thing.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure, is where that attachment come from, because I have never saw that
Yeah, you
attachment.
have to make them give some people money.
Did we ever read those?
Charged 11 at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was here.
Charged
for the
11 at one point.
Charged
We have to give them
$11
their
at
dollar
one time,
back.
had to give $1 back to
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Well, we'll just have to correct it. If you want $10, we'll just correct it to $10. I mean.
Yeah.
That's what it was, I mean, I can find my documents,
Well-
that's,
I don't understand why we're amending
We
it.
need,
didn't have
we
an
need to
attachment.
put the amount in
What we'll
here.
do
The
is,
We need
amount's
to
not in
amend
this
it.
Well, just amend the
no,
attachment.
we'll remove the attachment. And
But you'll have
put
to
in,
have
amend the
something.
ordinance for $10.
well, we can't just remove the attachment, because that's an ordinance already in there, we can't do
See,
that
this-
legally.
Can you amend
Hold a
it?
second,
I mean,
hold
You
it
can
one
amend
second.
it, but
Let
you
me
can't
say-
just
let me
take
say
part
one
of it out and
thing
throw it
here.
away.
Let me say one thing. The attachment is not referred to in the ordinance according to David, is that right?
That's from reading through it just then, I don't
Okay,
remember it. Now,
if the attachment is not referred to in the ordinance, and the ordinance doesn't stipulate how much it's gonna cost, we'll just put in, we'll amend the ordinance to read $10. Is that all right?
Mhm.
Then you'll vote on the ordinance, then amend
Right.
it to the ordinance.
Correct.
And we'll remove the attachment, because there's no reference to the attachment.
The only thing here, I'm currently saying, this has got a lot of the rules and the regulations in it, though. If you do away with this part of it, it tells about them that they must wear the approved helmets, it's got all that in it.
Well, I'm telling you, I was on that board, and I do not remember us passing
I
that.
don't know, but that's.
I was
The
part of
rules
it.
we did,
That's
but
what-
not.
no, it's just-
I'll
Not
just go back and listen to the tape, but I don't remember the amount.
It's the guidelines within the ordinance.
I remember when that happened, I just don't remember the amount.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll make- we can do that. We can do that now, couldn't we?
Set the
You don't have
rate,
to amend the
not
whole-
do away with all this, I don't think,
Just
because
set
it,
the rate for the sticker.
Okay.
yeah.
I make a motion, we set the rate at $10.
Because this
second
tells
it.
after 10 o'clock at night, they're not supposed to be riding and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we give people to go by. This is when they buy the
Just leave that
ticket.
in the book.
We have a motion.
So, and I
She
seconded it, seconded it.
that we
Seconded
change
it.
well, I
10.
thirded it, Jim.
That's easy to
Yeah,
get.
because
Seconded it.
that has to be
Because I know
fixed.
that we voted 10 on that,
Thank you,
because
I
we
just don't
had
remember
large
the amount.
discussions over that.
I remember them coming and everything, I just don't remember the amount.
We had a
Annual
motion
fee.
I remember saying $10.
It's annual
and we said we were
sticker.
I made a
gonna
motion for the rate to be set at $10, and Carla,
For the
Second.
For the
you do
annual
that
fee.
by
Annual fee.
Calendar year.
by the calendar year.
So we have a motion to set the rate at $10 for the calendar year. By Charles Raleigh, second by Carla Barrett. We're gonna have a roll call vote. That's a deal with funds.
I wish I had my folder with me, because it's not my stuff in there.
Big, they have final book.
There was some talk that we decided to
Council
use there,
reduces fee.
and we even discussed, to have more than one, that they could possibly get a deal on
Barrett,
the
Yes.
number that they had for one
Bush,
person.
yes.
He came several times.
Dixon,
Yes.
Don
Elliot.
Gibbs came a few times. Elliot.
Yeah.
and Raleigh.
Yes.
I know he came several times,
We'll
because I'm
amend that
telling
ordinance.
you,
We'll amend the ordinance.
I was part of that board, you remember?
Yeah, but I can't remember the amount. I'll look it up, I've got it.
Any
I'm
further
sure I'm
discussion
positive
on the financial
it's $10.
statement?
Well, I was looking over this stuff for the first time I got to look at all this stuff, and, on general fund, on, the receipts and disbursements, I'm wondering about the garbage, it has 0.
What now?
Yeah, the garbage.
And I thought, did we not
Oh.
take any money for
No,
garbage?
it runs, The
I
way
mean,
the
I just
bank-
don't know.
No, the way the bank is, they won't take a check unless it's made out to whatever fund it goes in. Most people write out their checks to Cumberland Waterworks.
Uh-huh.
We have to put it all in water, and then we have to reimburse general fund for the garbage and fire.
So the money comes from out of the
Yeah.
water, we transfer it
We have to
at the
pay
end of the
that.
month, so.
Yeah.
Because all that was new to me, and I thought,
Yeah.
what,
What about
why
the,
no money in garbage? So,
Yeah, because
okay.
if it's made up to the city of Cumberland Water, the bank won't let you put it in general fund.
Okay.
Reimbursement on workman's comp.
That's where we'd overpaid for the last year, and they come in and do an audit.
Yeah.
And if we overpay for like last year's,
Yeah.
we get it back. We'd overpay.
What's reimbursement fire checks?
That's for the volunteer firemen that pay for their expenses when they go to a training or a fire department fire. But now, the reason it's showing up here is we took it out of the payroll because that's why we got reimbursed for the workers' comp. Those people we don't have to pay workers' comp on them. But if they're on our payroll, they come in and we have to report the computer kicks out the workman's comp for everybody that's on the payroll. But those people are not, they are not entitled to workman's compensation. The state pays their compensation.
I thought that we had, a couple of them, we had the health insurance and everything on.
Not now, we don't. We did have.
How-
We've got, remember I told you that a lot of the things we're doing are illegal, okay? Now, here's one of the things that we are doing illegal. We have 2 part-time employees on a salary. They're exempt employees, which means they work for salary. The city does not have any salaried positions, and we don't have, and the fire department, I don't know how they got there, but they've been paid with salaries on part-time positions.
They were being cut taxes and everything?
Yeah,
Well, why would you sit there and tell us that you're doing something illegal?
well,
We should not be doing anything illegal.
Was it done,
before I took off, you talked to those guys, you want them to quit?
no, I don't
I
want
mean,
to.
I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but
No.
what he's saying is, you're doing something that's improper. If it sounds
Okay, use those
improper-
words. That
sounds a
sounds
whole
much
lot
better, Mayor.
And something that
Improper,
became,
but
Yeah, that's
you walked into it, it
Because
was
I don't
already
want to
being
be,
done.
I don't want to be part of something illegal.
He just is saying he continued a process that was already in place. Not that he's doing it, other than just continuing it, but it's
So for
just,
this fiscal
just
year,
an
to be
improper
correct-
way of doing it, of having a part-time salary position that,
It will be corrected when you guys tell me to correct it.
Here's my,
Well, I mean,
Separate
if that's the policy, I don't, I just
I
think
don't
that
know.
it was different.
The only corrections made is they are no longer getting paid out of the payroll tax where we've cut workman's comp from, okay?
Yeah.
We are just paying them in a general fund, just like we pay any contractor to come in here and do work for us. And they get whatever they say they need to be reimbursed for. And it's been like this for years, and I just, like Mr. Fox said, I
But
just
you looked in the
continue.
policy and it's supposed to be the way you're doing it now.
You know.
Well, see,
Well, I
we
mean,
need to
you're
create the
changing is what I
policy
mean.
manual, then we
I'm
don't need to
changing
just
it
go
so we
along.
don't pay workman's comp on people that's not entitled to it. Like that reimbursement we got there, 1509, that was because we overpaid workman's comp on people that weren't entitled to it, the fire department. That the state pays fire people's workman's comp. But now they'll be getting just a check right out of the general fund.
Just like they were contractors,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, that's the way it was done at one time before. They got a check out of general fund, you know. But then it happened that they got transferred into it. But we really need to,
so instead of getting a W-2, they get a 1099?
1099.
That's the correct way to do that, isn't it?
I didn't know you weren't doing that. It's news to me,
News to me.
news to me.
Let's
But
see
it's
what-
just one, I mean, it's not anything that anybody could be arrested for or anything. It's not illegal, it's just maybe not the right way to do it.
Well, then we
But
need,
that's how it's always been
do
done.
we need to do something in the
That's always
policy
a good
book
defense.
for that?
That's how they've always done it.
Yeah, but that's not a good defense, you know.
Is the,
Somebody jaywalks, you gonna jaywalk with them?
They've always done it. Had
The,
contact.
See, I guess is what my
the
point
policy
is.
manual, does the policy manual state that they should or shouldn't get,
Well, we don't have any positions for part-time employees, for
Okay.
salaried personnel.
I got you.
I thought there was a position, 2 positions for the fire department in the personnel manual.
They are, but they're not salaried positions, they're part-time positions. The fire chief and the assistant fire chief, they're all part-time positions, and, you know,
That goes through the state or the labor board as far as
Well,
that
it's-
being exempt and not, you know,
yeah. And
that,
they
yeah.
are non-exempt, I mean, they get paid better.
The next thing I had on there was this quill. That's, I'm assuming office supply there.
That's it, yes.
That's a lot of money for all the different departments.
Time clocks,
What?
time clocks.
Time clocks.
Thought we already had,
No.
We did have time clocks.
Well, all departments have them now.
Okay. So, every department, police department?
We've had one forever.
Mm-hmm.
You all are the only ones I believe that have had one forever.
They got them at the same time, we got the,
Cause I know the guys down the river that work down there for the other, what is it? Sewage plant.
Yeah.
They were having to come up here and clock in or something at one time.
well, at one
when
time
I
they used
checked.
the paper writing sheets. But every department has time clock.
are there other supplies on there besides time clocks? 'Cause I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
paper and envelopes and all that stuff.
waste connection for
For
maintenance.
Garbage.
That's a landfill.
The other one I had on there was, let's see. Southern Wholesale.
Oh, that's the park. That's where we get reimbursed, you know, we got reimbursed for that over here on the other side. Let's see, oh, there's somewhere, but that was from a donation. We got donations, for the park, and, any expenses there for the park, we're taking out the donation.
We tried to mark them too.
And reimburse the city.
So they, that bluegrass materials,
That's the park, that's the park.
I thought we were gonna take that money and put it on the amount we owed. The donations. I didn't know we were gonna take it and do that with it.
That had,
We had
that's,
to pay concrete,
mhm.
rock,
Pay somebody
stone,
labor.
and
but it wasn't it?
We paid somebody labor after we said we were just gonna put it in as a donation.
that was for the fellows that put in the park over there. We paid $200 for
that was reimbursement.
reimbursement expenses for them working over there to do it. They couldn't hardly let them, you know, work.
They were, their gas and their babysitters and
They're what?
a babysitter.
A babysitter.
Mhm. Reimbursing them their expenses for volunteering, that's not pay.
We had 3 guys, we had 3 people
Mhm.
working over there 7 days a week
I didn't know you
for about
And they
paid
Uh-huh.
somebody for volunteering.
That's not pay, that's reimbursement, there's a difference.
What
No,
about
I
the fire
didn't know we
department?
did that.
What about the fire?
Yeah,
Well,
well, I mean,
Gary Williams, we have hired him,
Did we
or
vote on?
you hired him for the,
Auditor, yes, yeah.
The mayor did that under executive. What's half and half tickets?
That was a lottery that Carlos sold for the donation for the park.
we
The park.
do that.
That's on this sheet here, it says half
Oh,
and
yeah.
half tickets.
the half and half raffle ticket.
Can we do that, Lee? Is that,
We did it pretty
I
good.
mean, is that not gambling?
I don't know.
That gets back to illegal or not. Yeah, what was the terminology before that we use on that?
Why
No,
does the
certainly
payroll
it's
amount
not
still on
illegal.
there?
It's not illegal. It's
State?
not illegal.
So what,
It's
Dave?
not only payroll,
The state's got $120 million right now.
I can have that.
What, that state lottery?
Yeah. 120
Yeah,
million.
I'd take
I'll
it.
take that.
You're bidding myself.
I'd
Wayne
like to
said we're
say
not
something. I'd like to say something while we're talking about the finances on the park. There's a misconception going around about actually how much the park cost. The city of Cumberland is responsible for a little less than, I don't have the figures here, a little less than 10,000, wasn't it, 9,000
I think
and
it's
something?
9,100.
I believe
Something
99
like that, but
something,
there
yeah.
is a misconception going around, and we've raised, was it 2,000, right around $2,000, and of that $2,000, we've saved money by installing it ourselves with volunteers from the community, and also the mulch and stuff, we got it cheaper. I can't remember where we got it from.
I think they said they deduct that amount, didn't
Yeah.
they?
But anyway, of the $2,000 that was raised, that money's used for the equipment and things. Like we had to rent a piece of equipment to level it out and stuff. Had the company come in and done it, it would have cost a lot more. But that was paid through donations.
I didn't see where we rented anything.
Yeah, we had
I didn't
a
either.
bobcat. He donated it for, I think, a
Was it
week,
ga-
and then we had.
Well, the reason I'm asking
Yeah.
questions is because I'm not aware of what this stuff is, you know, and I thought we had a set figure on the park that we approved and, you know.
You did, it is, but
So-
it's being raised.
And
It's
what
really,
happened
the
to-
city's being reimbursed for what we've had.
What happened
they-
to the roadblock that I was called about and said put it off and we'll do it and nobody ever did call me back? What
Well,
happened to
we
that?
had
Did y'all do that?
conflicts, some conflicts that, let's see, we had, the dates we had planned it, they had, one fellow got
Hurt.
injured and they needed some
The
money.
little
so-
boy down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another time, the football team needed one, and then the other time, I think, someone else had it, the third time we had it.
Seems like
Well, we
every
could
Because
probably
I
time we
know
had,
nobody ever did call and
every
I
time
said,
there was
yeah,
one
I'm on
plan, we
board.
got
Still
fined.
acceptable.
I mean,
right
can
now.
we still do
Yeah,
the
we
roadblock?
still- yeah,
I'm sure that,
Because
we
we
could
need
probably
all.
raise a little
all-
more.
What I wanted to tell you all too on that is there is a grant that I'm going to apply for. I haven't applied for it yet to try to pay off the balance, and it's through Bob Frazier's charitable campaign, which
Yeah.
everybody knew Bob. He loved children and stuff, and
Did
it's,
you talk to Bobby Gopher about helping you on it? 'Cause
I
You
would say
should,
that
because
probably
She's got-
help you a
we-
little bit.
Well, that's-
she's
I've got
the
it.
grant and
I mean,
application.
Bob,
But I
that's what
think
Bobby
we could
does
still
for
do a
us, so.
roadblock.
oh yeah, definitely, because we're still going to have to maintain the park even after. But I just wanted to let you all know that I was in the process of
So
applying for a
basically, this
grant.
stuff was just sort of unexpected, stuff we had to come up
We
with.
had to have-
Like the concrete and yeah.
We hit the swimming pool over there.
Oh, yeah, the old swimming pool.
Right now, I'd like to introduce to the fellow that really oversaw that, the installation of all that equipment over there, and that's Frank Ross. He's a city employee now, by the way. I hired him, and he started work Tuesday, last Tuesday, and he's a city employee now in the maintenance department.
He was the one that hit the pool.
Yeah, and he can tell you about why the expense is much higher because we had to rent that back bobcat to drill through concrete.
Where is that at on here, though, the Bobcat?
It's a-
Charles
Cumberland
Heath,
Septic, I think.
Tri-City Septic, it's the same guy that does that. But we might not have paid him.
No, I think we paid him in this one. I don't think it's on the report yet. It was
And what was it going to be called?
$600.
For a
$600?
Yeah.
And it's coming out of the donations,
Yeah,
so.
but
Well, it needs to be just a little clearer on here, you know, we've got,
go get that.
like I said, you got
Have you got
donations for a set amount, you need to say what the donations went out to instead of just
Well,
distributing it
I've
like
got-
this.
Well, we've got,
I've got it itemized, how much money was taken in,
How
who
much
all
went
got
out.
it paid, and also even who gave the styrofoam plates. Everything is itemized, and I'll make sure that each of you get copies of those, okay? I'll give you copies.
Yeah,
I'll
because
make them-
we just need to know, you know. where-
Absolutely, I understand,
Yeah.
I understand.
And we can still waste some more money too with the.
Yeah, I mean, no
And
problem.
while
with
we
that.
were talking about Frank, I would really like to thank his wife and him and your Danny Brown and Jason Hall and Terry Burking, but especially, yeah, Sam Page,
There'll be a
because they,
special, we should have a special thank you for
Yeah.
those people that did all that work.
because they put a
Yeah,
lot of hours
lot
in the
of hard
hot
work.
sun.
The people that brought the money to
Volunteer.
spread the mulch, the mulch cost us $3,400 and some dollars, okay? And that's part of it, that's an addition to what the city owes. Instead of 9,000, the city actually has to pay 3,000 something, split up 3 ways or 2 ways for the tourism commission. It'd be 12,000 something that the city has to come up with to pay for that.
Because of the mulch, yeah.
Because of the mulch.
I
But
thought that
then,
was included in it.
no, it
No,
was
it
not.
wasn't. in
It
the
wasn't?
original.
No. But then, spreading the mulch was also a separate cost, and they wanted $11,000 to spread that mulch,
Just to rake it out.
just to rake it
I
out.
guess that's my complaint, Mayor. Whenever this was brought up, which is a good idea, and I'm all
Yeah.
for it, and I support it
And the
100%.
people did a good job
We just
too.
didn't
It's
get
pretty.
the exact figure when we started. It just keeps building up. That's my complaint.
There's a lot of hidden costs as soon as you break ground.
Yeah, I mean, we
When you
need
hit
to
that-
know.
When you hit that pool, you've got to bring that
Yeah.
ground level up.
I
That was
mean,
where
yeah,
some of the
I mean,
hidden
that's
costs
what we
were.
need.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you an itemized cost. for every
Yeah, I
penny.
guess that's what I
I'll
want,
take
yeah.
Because I'm making sure that I don't do anything that's not properly accounted for, you know? So is there any other questions
let
or
us know
comments
when you're
about
gonna do, you
the
know,
financial statements?
I've been having
Do we
campaigns.
just transfer lump sums into the payroll account, or is that
Yes,
exact?
we transfer lump sums based on what we estimate to be the exact amount of payroll for that department. Like we'll put, say, 12,000 from general fund, or maybe 15,000 from water and sewer. And then we break it down in, according to the payroll ledger sheet, like you'll see here, right there on the bottom, that's the exact amount paid by department. But we have to, in the payroll account, we have to have enough money to cover each department, and it all comes out of one department. But we have to feed it from all of the funds that we have coming in.
Rob Peter to pay Paul.
Right.
This, Harlan Septic on here, why are we having to pay a septic service?
That's it. That's who we pay for the Bobcat and the services that he's been, well,
I don't know, this says $2,873.
he had to clean out a number 5 lift station over there.
And then another 2,000, altogether it's about.
5,000 or
A little over
something.
$5,000.
Well, he's been working on our sewage lift stations for us, and
I mean, what's he doing to them?
cleaning them up, changed the pipe. This one over here by the football field, it was blocked off and it's overflowing. So, we have to call him in for that, to clean them out. He's got a truck, a suction truck, you know, septic tank truck. He'll just stick the hose down in there and drain it out. Then we eventually had to get him to come back and dig down to the pipe that goes from the wet portion of it to the dry, so that they could suck the stuff out of the wet portion, put it over here so they'll pump it into the sewer plant. And the pipe here was 4 inches, it should have been 6, it was stopping up. But that's what it is. It just, like that's on agreed order too. Those things that he was doing, like behind Access TV, we've got 7 lift stations. 5 of them are on the blink. 5 of them, instead of having the pumpings down in the holes where they're supposed to be, have got temporary pumps set up on top, working. Now, like I said before, when they get to they've already got us, the Department of EPA. When we have to start working that the sewer plant, we're going to have a
Whole lot more money.
yeah.
The FEMA project's supposed to replace 5 of those stations.
4.
So that's
Well,
to fix this
before I thought it was
problem. And
fine.
right now, basically, that's a temporary, I mean, is it a temporary fix?
No, he's fixing that one station, he's got it fixed too. When he changed the pipe out, he had to dig in with the excavator and change that pipe, but he's got that fixed.
But they got I guess they got the qualifications to do all that stuff?
Yeah, it's,
They're actually working on it, not just sucking it out.
no, we're working on it, yeah. then we have to get CEO Bob's to come in to fix the ones behind the, you know, just, we just gotta keep them from overflowing and polluting the waters.
Keep the EPA up.
Water and sewer, BB&T, looks like about $4,000 together.
Yeah, we had to buy a bunch of stuff from USA Blue, but you have to use credit card. That's a bunch of
So we have a credit card with BB&T, not a debit card.
credit
Right,
card.
okay.
That was supplies that they needed to put in up at the water plant.
And what kind of supplies was it? I mean, do you know?
We had about 12 water meters at, water meters and wraparound fittings, you know, the $30-some a piece. We buy usually 10 of those.
We stocked everything. for
So we had to buy residential water meters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What happened to the
What happened
ones?
to those?
Huh?
What
Paul
happened to
Miller
those?
left us about
That the,
100
yeah, the
200 of
county
them
gave
at
us.
the plant
I
down there.
guess you'll have to ask
They're
Paul
supposed to be,
Miller now. They're the ones that put them
they're
in.
supposed to be up there at the plant.
Well, now, we can't use theirs, that's theirs. That's for their projects.
For the new connections at the
Their
river.
meters
Yeah.
are not at our plant.
They're supposed to be.
They're at the sewer plant.
But now I
Why?
know that we're not supposed to use any of their meters.
I believe
Those
they do.
meters-
That's what I'm saying, we use ours.
We have to have meters, you know, when our meters go bad, we have
Yeah.
to replace them with things.
Yeah, I guess, I was talking about the meters we had on hand.
I didn't know we had any on hand. I was concerned about finding. you
Whenever
know,
they did that Blair
We
project,
were
we're supposed to have,
cannibalizing some meters just to have enough to put out in the field.
we're supposed to have a bunch of them up there.
I didn't know that. And
Are they for the
I'm up there
city
every day.
or are they for the
They were
county?
for they were for these projects they
Yeah.
put from here to, say in Clover Lake and
Yeah.
Blair.
Well,
and-
those are they're putting those in the ground. I think they haul them with them in the car.
There was about, I think we got right at 50 of Cloverleaf now. New customers.
And then down the river,
But I don't
when I found out, I didn't know they had any up there.
It was
But are
supposed to
they
be-
for the county or are they for the
They're
The
city?
county
Yeah,
left
the
them here
county
for us
left
to
them, yeah.
install whenever we had
Yeah.
one of the new customers add to the new line. That was my understanding.
Yeah, that's what I
And
understood.
it's through county property.
Then we have
Not
the
theirs.
Southern Wholesale bill, which keeps climbing up more and more every month.
Mm.
Well, that's our primary source there. They're stocking what we need to make sure we have on hand, but that's another thing, we're gonna be able to stock the items that we need and protect them.
Bullock, is that Enterprises?
That's- Isn't that Donnie Bullock?
What's
The electrician, he's a certified electrician. He's been working on some of the lift stations and things, electrical components.
Don't the guys that's working on the pump stations right now can't they do electrical or?
No, it's mostly just pumps or dipping and stuff. He can do some electrical work though, but, this Donnie, he's the one that fixed that, service pump that we thought we was gonna have to replace. He fixed the control panel.
Oh,
Donnie Bullock did, yeah.
what,
I don't have a copy of that.
this one?
Mm-hmm. I'll look at yours.
That was all the questions I had about it.
When we have deposits that are returned, is there any type of fee we charge those people?
Yep.
Yeah, the banks usually, let the bank get it squared away first. I think they try to,
They've got a new policy now.
then if the bank can't collect the money for a bad check, then they'll notify us and we have to go back to the
But it's after
customer.
30 days before we're notified. It's a free service.
Well, surely that doesn't ever happen to you.
No. No.
I'm just curious, can you tell us who won the half and half ticket lottery?
George Baker from Lowell. He's actually, he's an EMT. He has something to do with emergency medical services and, yep.
We got $190, right? We collected $380.
So we got 190.
Yeah.
I bet he's a happy camper.
We got 491.
Yeah, 191.
Park-
It was
Whatever-
really- we kept- we
Parker
kept-
Bowes, who's that?
We chipped in 50
Nothing on no
cents.
Parker Bowes.
Oh, goodness. Is that lottery something we're still doing?
No, it was
Just
just
a one-time thing?
Well, I can do
I
it
just wondered,
again.
do we buy those here or can I get one of those?
No, we've had it, it's been advertised and everything, and they were selling them here. Or not here, you could have picked the tickets up and sold them, but no. We sold it for, what, was it a 2-week project?
Say about 2 weeks.
That's, yeah,
That was a good deal.
Well, I had never heard, I didn't hear of
Yeah.
it. Nobody had never told me about it.
I just wonder if we're still doing it because I might need
That started down because the contribution period is still ongoing and,
If you use all the money we can get.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've had,
Well, I wanna make sure I understand, the deal was that on this park, that was a grant from Little Tikes, the city said we'll spend, I think at one point it was 8,000, I can look at that, 8,000, 9,000, we're gonna spend $9,000 as the city's contribution, but then told Carla that she needed to raise that money.
and I've been doing
And that's
that.
why there's the reimbursement, because the city says,
Yeah,
you're
we
gonna have
knew
to have it
that.
all.
Yeah, we knew that,
all in
yeah.
one place, but then you know, we're not gonna use taxpayer money to fund it. We're gonna front the money, but you're gonna have to come up with,
Yeah.
however, fundraiser, hot dog,
Come up with
I've
20.
done several, up to about 2,000, but I've had, because of work, I've been out of town.
I'd say
So
you
that's
got
slacking
about
off.
23.
so that everybody
Somewhere
in the
around there.
audience understands, it's not like, that the city's just out.
No, they're not out
For
that, they're
this
not gonna be out that money.
Specific project, that the city's matching part of the grant was less than $10,000. But in order to get it passed, Carla volunteered to coordinate raising the money.
I think too,
However,
Chamber did.
whatever. How much did you raise at the hot dog deal?
250.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, see, the hospital
250
donated,
and 180, it's gonna take a long time to get to 900, so I'm sure there'll be lots more fundraisers.
there is,
Has the
there's
chamber-
several in the chamber
Have
is,
they met theirs yet?
the chamber's split in half of everything with us.
yeah, that's what they said.
It's, the chamber and the city portion now is $12,000 some dollars.
But
I think the
the
chamber
park looks
agreed.
good over there.
It does.
Yeah.
They've done,
Yeah.
you can thank
Get
Frank
the police
Ross and
over
the,
there
and the
to,
guys that,
Get the police to stop traffic and send out there with buckets and show people we're raising money for that right over there.
well, we've tried to
Once
have
they see it,
three.
They can't deny it was a good.
We've tried to have
call.
3 roadblocks, but we got bumped each time. So, and then we had the hot dog fundraiser, which the hospital donated 300 hot dogs and 300 buns. And then we had Lou's Country Kitchen prepare the chili and all the desserts and everything and donated that. And the use of all of her equipment. And then we had 3, well, David was one, he came down and volunteered and worked at the table. And then we had 2 other people that came and served.
I think anybody that drives by and looks at it will tell you it was well worth the
Yeah, it's nice.
money.
And I can't commend Frank and Danny and them because they had to kind of change the plans on that to get it to fit and then hit that concrete, that swimming pool. And I mean, it's just like one thing, they had to get augers, didn't you, or something to dig down in there, but they got it, so.
Why don't we try to do like a ribbon cutting and a fundraiser? all
Yeah,
in the
that's
same
what-
shot?
Well,
That's what we were gonna do
Usually
when,
the chamber does that, don't they?
we're gonna plan that. We need a couple more things to
Finish it off.
finish it off, and one being the fence.
Oh, yeah.
Which if you all remember, Tracy said that they had to
I
take
think
the
that'd make a
fence
lot of
down.
mothers feel safe.
Well, it's a ADA hand, I mean, you have to have a fence
Yeah.
to be an
Yeah.
ADA
Tracy's finished
compliant.
it, so-
Tracy
No.
said they'd put the fence up.
I think
Yeah.
somebody stole it.
Hmm?
I think somebody stole it.
Stole the
The
fence.
fence?
Yeah, the But they said
They didn't
they'd
steal
have to
much,
put
it
them
was
back up.
destroyed anyway.
Yeah.
They probably did you a favor, but hauled it off.
And I do want to say that I believe Club 180 is going to build a deck at the foot of where the initial ramp goes up, so, and with a roof.
A viewing stand, really.
It's like a view where parents can sit and while their kids play.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be
Keep an eye on
Jefferson's and Club 180, and
Yeah.
they're gonna go from asphalt to the
To-
very beginning.
right.
So it's
It's-
100% wheelchair accessible.
Right. And then also the
We draw,
Basketball.
okay, thank you.
tourism
What
committee
is
is
that?
planning some other things too.
It's something to do with basketball, because we've got one.
Okay.
What, the funnel hoop?
I didn't know.
That's what that is. It's a basketball.
I thought, was it a swing that just didn't have a
And
swing?
it's on it, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about that ram thing, it's gonna be.
It's for kids in
Yeah,
wheelchairs.
they
what
put
that
some
was
kind of
gonna be.
bathroom facilities in over there too.
Pardon me?
Bathroom.
I think
Yeah.
that we're gonna redo the ball courts, tennis court,
Yeah.
the county was. It'll be beautiful once it's all complete.
The donations on the financial report, the 2,113.75, is that including the donations from different people?
That's
Uh-huh.
any donation, whether it's $1 or 500.
It looks like probably raised about, I'm just gonna say with the hot dog thing, probably $2,600.
No, about 20. David's got the number right.
I think that's the,
What that number was, but
after
that,
they took
donation.
off the half and half.
Yeah.
We probably got about,
That's what I was talking about, once you add that in.
22. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's real good. Now, can we
To
go
the people
on?
who paid them.
Absolutely.
if they get a roadblock near a payday, you know, or right after,
Mhm.
yeah.
Around first of the month.
First month.
Well, that one, when we had to cancel that one, where that little boy got hurt, I mean,
Yeah.
that's understandable. They really, that family needed that money. And, it was,
That little boy that got hit full
by
wing
that
out of the
garbage
high school.
truck down there by the high school. Huh?
the Clark.
Clark.
That-
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay, is there any more questions or comments about the financial statement?
Not for me.
And now each of you received a copy of the budget. This is late coming, you know, we still have to. And this will be considered a first reading. Y'all, if you all are ready to discuss it or go through it. It's something that's got to be done every year. And it's a line item budget, so you know. And it's not, as far as income and expenditures and things, it's pretty much standard as it is, has been for the last 5 years. There's no, except for that FEMA grant. We haven't included the $3 million in this budget because we haven't got it worked out yet for the mitigation project. But whenever we do get it worked out, we'll amend the budget to include it.
How about the budget amendments for the old budget?
Well,
Have we made all those yet?
they were incorporated right into the budget. The way that budget was established, you know, the transfer of funds and things of that nature, it was right in the budget.
I brought my policy book after I reviewed it. And when I look at this policy book, it has an ordinance in the front of it. An ordinance is a law. And it says that we have to set the compensation positions of employees. The council does. We have not done that. The pay is not the same as what's in the book, so to me, this can't really be approved until this book is corrected.
No, well,
Because the council is the one that's supposed to set those positions and those classes, and
that's when I say that we're doing illegal activities here. That's exactly where I was
Well,
coming from, okay?
well, what I'm saying is I can't do this until this is done.
Well, okay, do that. Okay, the council, does it not say that the council, the legislative body, prepares a classification and pay plan?
I mean, nobody has ever brought this book up to us to redo this.
Well,
I mean, you know,
you've got it right there. You
yeah,
read
I've got it right here.
But
But nobody.
the money's already been spent.
I mean, the money's been spent, and I look at this, and the law's been broke, if you go by this book.
Well,
Because the positions aren't in there, the pay is not the same. There's jobs that people have now that are not in this book.
Pay scales.
Pay scale's not right. So to me, this has to be done in order to make this legal.
this is an ordinance here.
That's an ordinance, but
The budget also is, Mr. Boggs, would you like to, you know, here we work by this ordinance here, okay? Now, that
Well-
ordinance might be wrong, but this ordinance here, it would take precedence over.
Well, what's in that, what she's referring to in the book, I'm assuming you're
The
talking
policy
about
manual.
the employee policy manual,
Policy
which
procedure.
was adopted
mhm,
and was at one point in time adopted as an ordinance
mhm.
of the council. It may need to be readdressed, but it is, you do have a policy and guideline for personnel policy. You have that. It may not be, may need to be revised, amended, changed, but you do have that. There is, as you well know from your processes in applying for grants and other things, as well as your audit, you're required to have a budget every year. The requirement to have a budget trumps something that you already have that needs to be revised. It's the same way as you spent lots of time looking at your privilege license amendment and change those and change them out. You very well may need to have some workshops on personnel, on your personnel manual, and to revise and change your personnel manual. That's something you probably should do every year, but you cannot really operate as a city without adopting a budget at some point, because if you fail to adopt a new budget, you just continue under the old one. That's what the mayor has to do in
Yeah.
administering the city. He just has to go from before. But I think of the two, if you decide which one you want to do first, not to say that the personnel manual is not important. It does need to be revised, evidently, because you all looked at it. If you feel that way, it is council's responsibility to do
Well,
it.
it has to say.
But I think I don't think you can just put off doing the budget because you need to, you need to do something about your personnel manual.
But this budget includes salaries
You
that.
needed to do something about your privilege license, or you can't put off doing the budget because, budget is usually the starting point for fiscal responsibility.
So would the budget supersede the personnel manual?
You have a personnel manual. You don't have a budget for this. You don't have a budget. You do have a personnel manual, so.
We also can't pass a budget that we feel might fail.
Well, you can amend it at any meeting. You can even have a special call meeting to amend it. Budget is not in stone. It's on paper that can be changed and amended. But, this is, I've just worked here. But this is September. When does your budget begin?
July.
Your budget, you're supposed to have a budget in place. You're supposed to have a budget in place July 1, 2012. This is September. You don't have a budget.
Aren't the doors, is that saying true? The doors should have been shut or could be shut if you don't approve the budget?
One
Well, the
thing,
United States
Right.
government
one
don't
thing,
have
when
one.
rural development or KIA or these lending agencies, they don't ask for a copy of that personnel ordinance. when
No, they ask
determine
for the
whether we
budget.
Need money. They'll ask for the budget, our current budget. And if we don't have this, we have very little, not a very.
How to operate, yeah.
Well, it's-
But now,
But, you know, you may not want to do it if you're not ready to do it. Have you had a first reading on it?
No, this will be the
I
first
mean, I
reading
know
on it.
it's come up at all the meetings. I don't know if you've ever had the first reading, you know, and it's special, but, you know, you can always amend it. And if you pass something and it needs to be changed, you can amend it.
Well, we were supposed to amend it this before, but we never did.
no,
The
you-
budget, we never did amend last time's budget.
My thing is staying within the budget, just like we did stay within the old budget, for certain pay scales and job positions and whatnot.
Well, you know, you get that, I'm not trying to, I'm just telling you, we give you that quarterly production report showing you if we are in the budget or out of the budget. And sometimes we give it to you monthly,
Yeah.
just to let you know. And I follow it monthly.
I understand that.
But we're not over budgeting anything. We stay right within these figures.
I'm talking about within departments, you can save one budget in one department, and the next department gets a certain budget, let's say Wayne, for instance, and they end up going over budget, even though you're staying within the budget of the year, we're talking about budget of the departments too, to make sure that,
Well, that's
rather
it.
than having to keep switching around, robbing money from here and there,
Moving things around.
we put it in stone
We
once
don't
and
move
for
that
all.
much around. Each department stays within the budget. Because we kind of monitor it on a,
What's your budget is for the last year?
This budget says the police department has 5 officers, 1 person without a title. It doesn't list a chief or sergeant. And also, we're supposed to have 7 police officers, so there's no blank place for.
Now, what we done, we put in who's working now.
that's just the actual budget.
Isn't
for-
C. Wayne's name on there?
His name's on here, but he's listed as an officer.
Well, he's
Yeah.
supposed to be the chief, that's just been a,
Well, see, we need to know what their
We need to
titles
know
are,
what
it goes
their
with their,
title.
well, the rest of them should be officers, right?
Because actually, Dale was our sergeant.
yeah.
We only had a position for 1 sergeant,
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to have trainee.
but we got 2 sergeants. Is that correct?
No, we have 6 police officers authorized. We have 6 bodies in the police department authorized,
Yeah, I know, but according to the personnel manual, we have
Yeah.
1 sergeant, 1 chief,
and that's it.
rest are patrol officers, but we have 2 sergeants.
Right. That's, well,
So
I see that
yeah. But we have 2 sergeants.
we don't
that's
have
right.
in this book
Is
a
that
position
correct,
for
Wayne?
2,
Yes, sir.
so.
And if you're not academy trained, I think that book calls him a recruit.
Yeah.
Trainee.
How many academy trained do we have right now?
4,
And we have how many officers?
6 right now.
So you got 2 recruits.
Which ones are they?
Which ones are the recruits?
Cody Wilson and Jason
Jason
Plant.
Blake.
Cody Wilson's be going to the academy here in less than 30-some days.
From what I'm looking at too.
So we got another position that's paid for by the grant, and that's where we
Yeah.
get the 7th officer from. Right now, we've got a slot,
Starting pay for recruits,
8 bucks an hour, I think, is what we start now.
this shows.
Show 9.
Mission, we're gonna go.
Okay,
Show 9 on the budget.
all right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you coming.
All right.
Did you get your pressure gauges over there?
No, just leave it.
My keys were there, so I wouldn't been leaving.
Let's see.
5.
Yeah, we
Turn
need to
this
stay
to
within
us.
those job titles. We hired Dale as a sergeant, he's a sergeant.
Well, there's no doubt about that. There's no question about it. Dale's a sergeant and Silas Smiley's a sergeant.
How did you create 2 positions?
I didn't. I've got an overage in one department there, and that's both of them got the same qualifications and the
Well,
same.
see, that's what we're talking about, this policy manual.
We just need, we need to update
If
the
that's
policy
only-
manual.
If that's the only
We don't need
infraction
to,
that we've
Sergeant.
got in that policy manual, then we don't have.
Well,
a
it's not the
problem
only
with that.
fraction, but what I'm saying is, positions are being created
Well-
that should not be created until without
You
council's
don't have the
approval
authority.
and modification.
Okay, this right here, like I said in the letter, this is my proposal. You can change it, didn't I say anything? You can change it any way you want to, okay? And I can sit here and we could argue about this all night long. You can change that personnel, or you are the legislative body. You can make any changes to that personnel ordinance or to this budget that you feel